So far on the art doll, we have a wire frame on a wooden base that I created last night. Then we did a tin foil filler, as you can see right here, and in his chest area on the directly onto the wire frame. Then we wrapped that in 2 different kinds of tape, and then over the top of the tape I wrapped batting, some batting that I had, and I tied it up with some string. The reason for the batting is to help have something to attach the costume to. This right here is the bodysuit, and I've put some extra padding in his shoulders and along his back right here. Also, I'm going to put a bodysuit over his arms, mainly because his shirt, the undershirt, is going to be a sheer fabric. It's kind of a reddish maroon sheer that's going to be over his arms. And of course, you need something that to cover the ugliness. You don't want, this ugly armature to show through sheer fabric. So that's why we're creating this bodysuit on him. You can see some dark thread that's coming through, but once I get finished sewing it, I'm gonna put a layer of touch up with some paint. And if you notice on his hands, I made some mittens, little mittens. I went ahead and put mittens on, and I painted his face to do a good base on his face, so that I can prep for his facial hair and all of his actual Santa Claus stuff. As you can see, I finished creating the bodysuit on the arms and the upper torso, and now I'm going to be doing some soft sculpting. You won't be able to really see this over the costume, but it will help create the body form of Santa Claus. Is kind of fat and jolly, so that's what we're going for. So this is some basic soft sculpting on his bodysuit, and this is one of the final steps on the whole armature and the doll base itself. And once this is finished, then I'll be able to start the costume, which is the really fun part.
Of a white Christmas
going to do a little sculpting on the arms, right there where the elbow and the forearm, just to add some definition in the arms, because they will be visible underneath the sheer fabric of his shirt. So we're going to try to make them as neat as we possibly can. Now I'm going to paint the bodysuit in a flesh tone to match his face, to give it some balance and make it look like skin, because it will be visible through part of the costume. So here he is, finished for today. This is already dry. So basically the body is finished. And now all we have to do is start the costume. I'm excited about it. Another thing about art dolls locally, buying fabric is kind of a challenge, because most of the fabric they have is light cotton for quilters, and there's not a lot of variety. And what different, like if they have upholstery fabric or different types of fabric, it's usually kind of expensive. And I'm trying to keep my price down, my budget down on this doll. So my way of getting fabric, different types of fabric, interesting fabric with good patterns, thick velveteen and different things like that, is going to thrift stores and buying vintage clothes, old clothes, and using the fabric to make costumes for the dolls. It saves money, it's cheaper, there's plenty of fabric. You don't need that much fabric for a doll's costume. And a shirt, a pair of pants, a skirt, after you wash it, clean it, cut your pattern out and sew it, you'll have plenty of material to use. And it's just a really inexpensive way to create art dolls. So I went today and picked up some really nice material, and I can't wait for you to see it. I think Santa's gonna like it too. So I'll see you on part 2 of the art doll. Thanks for watching.